All right. So, welcome to Classy Music Studios present Inspire. We have an awesome special guest. Our special guest artist today is none other than Darius Johnson.
What's
So,
going down?
yay, say hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
So, just a little bit about Darius. Darius was born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Darius Johnson was destined to be a great musician due to his musical family. He first started playing the drums at an early age, but it wasn't until 2001, after being mesmerized by a guitar soloist on TV, that he wanted to play guitar. His parents gifted him his very first guitar later that year, but he quickly became uninterested due to not being able to get the hang of it. So years later, in 2006, he heard his uncle Rodney Hudson and was inspired to try it again. Under his uncle's guidance, Darius quickly began understanding the fundamentals of guitar and was known for performing at school for his classmates. After graduating high school in 2008, he received the Collins Binkley Scholarship and began to make his mark at Cedar Valley College, majoring in music performance. It wasn't long before his playing reached the ears of other local musicians, and he was afforded the opportunity to play in the youth band at Friendship West Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas. From there, his talent began to grow quickly. In 2010, he was afforded the opportunity to be the guitarist for the hit stage play Heaven, I Need a Hug, featuring Dave Hollister and Tony Grant. He began playing locally and traveling with many different artists, honing his craft more and more. 2016, he received a call to play for R&B legend Dave Hollister and was hired as his permanent guitarist immediately after the show. Through the years, Darius has played for various artists such as Johnny Gill, Patti LaBelle, Marvin Winans, Kirk Franklin, the Hamiltons, Leah Warfield, and many, many more. He credits his faith as his foundation of success and lives by the motto, the sky isn't the limit because there's footprints on the moon. Y'all, let's give it up for Darius. Yes. All right. That is an awesome background and experience, which is even so much more reason why I'm super excited. Super excited. So
who hired me at Friendship West when I got there? It was this lady that played keyboard at Friendship West when I first got there. What was her name?
What was her name?
I don't remember. I think her name was Clarissa, Miss Classy, or something like that. I don't know. My memory's bad, but
I think
she was there from the beginning.
Yes, and it was an awesome experience to meet you. I don't remember what year that was, and then from
2008.
there, it was 2008. Mm-hmm. So we met in 2008 when you rolled in.
Shy as ever. I was very shy.
You rolled in with your whole get upset, everything. Say, I'm ready to play. Like, shoot, come on. And I looked the next day, you had like 10 years of experience already. But anyway, let's hear something of what you do and demonstrate, whether that's a song or if you just want to do a demonstration or go into some tips. But it's on you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do a song / demonstration to start off. There's a lot of different ways to approach guitar, a lot of different ways, and this is just one of them. I always say the funk never dies, and this is more on the rhythmic side more than lead side. You know what I mean? So if you heard the song, you can sing along, or play along. For those I see, Miss Leonard got her guitar out. You might know it.
Yes, yes, yes.
All of that.
Yes, that was awesome. That was
Thank you so much.
phenomenal, phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you.
And how long did it take you to get to that point?
Um, it took. Oh man, I used to play that song so terribly wrong. But it took a couple years, probably about the better half of about a year. When I was in college, when I was in the guitar ensemble, we did a few songs like that where rhythm was. It was more James Brown stuff, but rhythm was very essential. And I mean, it's so percussive, I guess you could say, and it's a feel. You know, I always say music is more so about the feel. So, you know, once you get the feel down, you're good. And so I was working and working and working for the entire time, my first 2 years, just trying to get the feel down. And it was kind of naturally there, but then at the same time, you know, I got to watch my notes because I'm not playing all six strings. I might be playing two or three strings. A lot of this stuff was playing four notes at a time. And I mean, you know, just practicing that, trying to get that percussive in there.
Okay. So what are you doing to do that? So we can't see your
You
guitar.
can't see? Okay. I'm gonna bring the camera down just a little bit. So I started.
We lost sound.
You know, so right there, if you notice, I never changed what I was doing with this hand.
Uh-uh.
Ever.
Right.
That's the entire time. Just
Really?
like a like a rhythm section. The entire time that's what I played
Okay.
in that cadence right there, and played the chords around it, and that's what you got.
And so you said that was something you had to work. That calls for a little more practice, or is that considered
It
harder to do on a guitar?
um, I wouldn't say that it's harder. Um, it does take practice because you know you got to make sure you're not doing stuff like that. You know, if you're only playing three notes, you see how I can get real ugly real quick.
Oh, like muddy.
Um, yeah, it can get real muddy because you have other notes in there that you don't want. You can't control it, you know, and it can get tiring. You know what I mean? You can feel it all up in here.
Mhm.
But getting that consistent motion, you know, that consistent action in there, you know, it does take time to develop. But once it's there, it's almost like you don't even realize it because you start doing it, not even thinking about it. You know,
Okay.
I'm not even thinking about it. You know what I mean?
But that's something you have to
So
work on.
absolutely, absolutely.
So that's this the first song was more of a demonstration, you said, of the rhythmic playing
Mm-hmm.
parts.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that's a skill set that kind of takes time to get to. It's not something you start out
It
as.
can. You know, of course, everybody's different. I tell people all the time, guitar is not an easy instrument to play by
It's
any means.
not. You think it looks so easy.
You know, looks can be deceiving. You know what I mean? Um, Guitar is not an easy instrument to play. It takes a lot. You know, it takes a lot of work, and you know, I mean, you saw when I first came in. You know, I was not the same kid I was 6 months later. You know what I mean? It was, you know, but in that instance, I had to learn so fast because everybody was so far ahead of me. And not only that, I came from a completely different background. You know what I mean? I came from a more so Baptist, old school background, and here I am in this new style of CCM, praise and worship, and things like that. And my mind is blown because it's not based around like kind of like blues, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm used to. Um, and so I had to adjust. And thankfully, I thank God that I was blessed with a talent to be able to kind of fake it till I made it. You know what I mean? And so yeah, man, it definitely takes work.
Okay, okay. Well, you
Definitely.
picked it up so fast. You make it look so easy. And now you are
Thank you.
performing with all these names on your bio, and the
Yeah.
list goes on. I'm like, man, that's pretty awesome. So, where did you say you started initially at like 6 years old, or what was
I was 11. I
11?
was 11. Hmm.
You had
I was
you
11 when I first.
at 11 you had a guitar, picked it
I got a
up.
guitar. Hmm.
Tell us about this experience as a kid.
Okay. So it was 9/11 that happened, right?
Oh,
And Michael Jackson had just did a concert in New York the day before 9/11. So right after 9/11, he did another concert. I believe it's called United We Stand. And he had all these major artists come and do shows. Man, the show was hours long. And so Rod Stewart was on there, and he did one of the songs he did was Forever Young. And you know, Forever Young, they have a guitar solo in it. And when the guitar solo came, both the guitar players ran to the front of the stage and put him on the camera, and they did the solos on stage. And one of them had a baby blue Strat, Fender Strat, and he was playing the solo, and the camera was up on, and I was just on the TV like, you know, I want to do that. And so, you know, I asked my mom if I could have a guitar. She told me, she said, well, I don't care, ask your daddy. You know what I mean? And told him, and you know, they always put it off on daddy, right? So I told him, and he bought me one. And the first thing I said I was gonna do was play it just like I saw him play it. And that did not happen at all. You know what I mean? That did not happen at all.
right.
Um, I took it to school, and I was in the band at school. It wasn't a marching band; it was like a concert band, and I was
Right.
playing my snare. And I asked if I could play my guitar, and we did, you know, Let's Go Band. You know what I'm saying? That song. And they gave me a solo on that song, and I literally played it like this, thinking that I could play it like what I saw on TV.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
when I realized it didn't sound like that, I said, "Yeah, I don't want to do this no more." You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's supposed to sound like that, and it don't sound like that. So I don't want to do it no more. So I
Oh.
put it in the corner. I put that guitar in the corner, and it collected dust for years,
Now,
years.
did you start on an acoustic or did you start on electric?
No, I started on the electric because, again, my mind was to play that what I saw him play on TV, and I needed the sound. So they got me an electric guitar that had a strap, a cable, a little amp, and I could turn it to the distortion or the rock and roll sound. And
Mm.
so when I first got it, first when I got it, I didn't even know how to get sound out of it. My brother had to show me that. And then when I got sound out of it, I broke a string, got the string replaced, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna play the solo now. And it was whatever. And I was like, but that ain't what he sounded like. You
No.
know what I mean? And so,
But you
I
thought
was
you were
like,
just
nah,
literally gonna pick it up and literally pick it up
and start doing that.
and just like he did
Yeah,
immediately.
because he made it look so easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
and yeah, that was, it was a moment that I'll never forget.
So that's how this music career started.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then,
I've been playing drums before that. And I
right.
come from a musical family. You know, my brother played and sang. I had another brother that sang. My dad, my mom, they both sing. So, you
Uh-huh.
know, it's kind of there. You know, oh my God, mom is in here. Look at that.
Right. That is
Right.
awesome. Okay, so you started at 11.
Mhm.
You got your brand new spanking electric guitar.
And it was blue. I tried to get as close to his as I could, and mine was
The
blue.
blue one, just like this. You started,
Mhm.
picked it up, played it, couldn't get sound.
Couldn't get sound.
Then you kept trying and you played it, and then
Uh-huh.
because it did not sound right, you put it down and it collected dust. So now this is 11 years old.
Mhm.
Uh, you said 2011,
2001.
2001. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, fast forward, what happened next? After 2001, we have this guitar corner that you just don't even pick
It's
up.
cornered. So in 2006, one of my uncles came and started playing in my church, in my home church, and I was playing drums, and he brought his guitar. Now he's from Cleveland, so you know I'm not used to the sound at all. and we did a song, and he played to me one of the most melodic solos I've ever heard in my life. And I'm just sitting here looking at him like, again, there's that face again, like, and I'm like, I want to do that. And so I picked up my guitar and I sat down with it, and he showed me one scale, which a pentatonic scale, right? And the first song that I learned how to play was that's the very first song I learned how to play successfully on guitar. And from that, it just kept going and kept going. And I would just study what he was doing, and I would watch him and watch him and watch him. And then I started doing, I started listening to songs. You know, I was downloading songs on LimeWire illegally. You know, and I was listening to songs and trying to emulate them, and then listening to him again, and then listening to songs again. Then YouTube came out that year. And so I got on YouTube and I saw Jonathan DuBose playing, and I started trying to play everything he played. Okay. And that's when I realized most guitar stuff is in that pentatonic shape. Right?
Okay, and so when I'm learning something, okay.
Yeah, not all of it, but you can play a lot of things. That is like, if anybody asks you the mode for guitar, pentatonic. You just play pentatonic. And that's where I learned that at. And so in between watching YouTube and then going to the church and playing my uncle's guitar and then taking his guitars, just like my niece does me, you know, taking his guitars and just sitting down and learning. And I was able to, since I was a kid, I was able to kind of play what I heard. Okay. My mom had a little piano and I would play everything that I heard. So I started doing that with guitar, and then it started making sense. And then it started making more and more sense. And now I'm playing, you know, like when You Got It Bad came out, now I'm trying to emulate the solo. And now I'm playing Purple Rain. And now I'm playing all these other songs. And I'm like, this is all starting to make sense. I'm starting to connect all the dots on the neck. And here we are, we're getting sound.
And so at this point, you're what, about 16?
16, 15, 16.
15, 16. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so we had a big break, but then you came back in there. And so from there, that was 2006. And what year did you make it around to the church?
2008.
Oh, so that was 2 years later.
2 years later.
2 years later.
So when I got to the church, I started playing 2 years before I got to the church.
So Darius, I remember you on that.
Oh, my amp.
I remember you on that app, bro. Rolling it in. But that was what's up. I mean, God.
Yeah. I just wanted to play.
That, yeah.
So what? I went to college. When I got to college, I met, you know, Datron and all of them, and just some of Dallas's finest guys. And, you know, I started learning more and more about guitar. And then I think what really helped me, it was crazy. My uncle he does this thing called a volume swell. I don't know if you can really hear it, but basically he plays the notes and rolls onto it with the volume. So it literally swells like a volume swell. And he's really good at it. He's incredible at it. And I started doing it because he did it. So when I got to college and started doing it, nobody in the guitar ensemble had ever heard it. And so it was like, what is that? You know what I mean? So we're sitting down playing, and I'm showing them how to do volume swells, but at the same time, we're showing each other everything. So now I'm learning at the college, and then Datron comes up and say, hey, we don't have a guitar player at the church. You want to come sit in one day?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there we go, 2008.
It just went on from there.
Oh.
So show us that volume swell again.
Can you hear it? I really can't hear it, and I'm sitting in front of the speakers. It's let me see if I can boost this a little bit.
It kind of sounds like a bend. It's just kind of like a bend.
With that one, I did do a bend on that one. But you see how it kind of sounds like a little.
Bring your screen down so we can see what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So,
that is
you've been teaching your niece all of those little tricks.
no. I'm gonna tell you something. She don't want to learn all. No. She calls me all the time, and she don't never say how you doing. She be like, "Hey, I got a question." That's how we start our conversations.
Oh,
No, not really.
so you gonna show us a little bit of what your uncle taught you.
I don't. I will. But it's one thing that he taught me mostly was how to play consistently in the pocket. And so I'm going to incorporate some of those things in the next song that I do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask for a little bit of leeway on the next song because I literally learned it like 10 minutes ago.
So you learned everything you know by using your ear.
Just about. Now, when I was in college, I did learn other things theory wise. I was reading music in college. I haven't read in a long time, but I was reading music. I learned how to play parts. I learned chords. Things of that nature. I was introduced to other types of songs, and I was taught how to play a song with chords alone, which was this. If you know this song. Sorry. Which is Don't Know Why by Norah Jones. Couldn't do that prior to college at all. But that's what that taught me, that experience. So
okay, well, we can go right on to the next part.
Okay.
What you gonna do?
Well,
yeah.
Again, this is a little song that I learned. I'm sorry, about 10 minutes or so before I jumped on here. It's fairly new. Some people may know it, some people may not. But what I'm going to do is, and this is I'm gonna try to play it kind of like I'm on stage.
Okay.
On stage, you go for guitar, you can go between overdrive and rhythm. But the point that I'm trying to nail is being able to stand out and then fall back and stand in with the music. You know what I mean? Stepping out of line and then jumping back in line and holding down the foundation.
Okay.
So get some things set up here. And let's see if I can.
So that definitely I can see the difference from the rhythmic. And you had some parts where you wanted to like stand out with the solo.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and I was trying to remember the song, so I didn't play it to the best of my abilities. Um, but at the beginning, so I came in with a solo, because sometimes, on stage, you got to come in with a solo. You know what I mean? You're the start of the song, and you got to be ready for that. But when it's over, you don't have to do much at all. Start the song and then fall back into the music. You know what I mean? And so that's the point I was trying to make there, where I came in playing the melody line, and then when the song started, that can be all you're playing, but it complements the music so well. You know what I mean?
Just knowing right what to play and right when to put it there. Okay, so let's go to a couple questions. So you kind of
Okay.
talked about your first start, but let's talk about the first time on stage. Maybe that first, I guess, whatever in your mind was that first true on stage experience.
Oh
Who
man,
was that? Where was that? How was that?
it was amazing. The first true on stage I was with Dave Hollister, and it was in 2016. Yeah, 2016, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, 2016, I'm gonna say.
Uh-huh.
And no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was 2016. 2016, I'm sorry. So we were in Oklahoma City, and it was so much pressure because sometimes in the industry, you can get a pound of music, I mean, a ton of music put on you at the last minute, and you're expected to knock it out. So if you ever been to a concert, concerts are about an hour and a half long for the main artist, and Dave was the main artist. And I had no rehearsal, and I just had an iPhone recording of the show, and I had to learn everything
Oh my gosh.
on an iPhone recording.
How and
No,
when did you get the
no
iPhone
rehearsal at
recording?
all.
When did you get
Say
the
that
record?
again.
When did you get the
I
recording?
probably got it probably a week or maybe a week or two before the actual show.
Okay.
And it was literally something. They were at a show and somebody recorded on their iPhone in the building. So you're hearing all these people and you're trying to listen to the music. And there's a couple songs with guitar solos in them. There's a song that starts with a guitar, and so it's like, oh my God, the pressure is on. You know what I mean? Get
Mm-hmm.
on stage, um, huge stage, and it's nothing but lights, just lights everywhere. And I am a nervous wreck, and I tell nobody about it. I'm terrified because I'm like, man, I haven't had a chance. The only time I played a couple of the songs was in soundcheck, and that was it. We flashed through
Uh-huh.
And so now it's showtime, and now it's go time.
Right.
And he calls me to the front of the stage for a solo, and I walk halfway and stop because I didn't know how far I was supposed to go. You know what I mean? And then I thought the solo was ending, and I was like, please let me go back. I mean, these flashing lights and the people around you, it was just insane. But at the same time, it was such a great experience because here I am doing something that I've been dreaming about.
Mm.
Here I am doing something that I saw on TV. I set out to do this as a goal, and now I got the opportunity. And to find out after the show that it went so well that I was hired when I got off stage.
Wow.
You're it. You're my guitar player. And that
And you
was,
did that solo. You must have did
I
well.
did that solo. I had to do another one at the end of the show. And I actually have the video of that. I don't know if I can show pictures or anything on here, but I have the video and the
Yeah.
pictures of me on
Yeah, you
stage
can
under
show
all
it.
these lights.
Go for it. Go for it. I'll
Let's see if I
let you
can.
share your screen. And it's
It's,
interesting how you're telling that story, and that also goes along with your very first experience. Uh,
yep.
Watching someone else do that solo on stage, and now
Yeah, there you go.
solo on
Now
stage.
here I am.
And another correlation that I see is your uncle brought you kind of over that hump to where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about you passing that tradition down? Now you are the uncle of Derica.
I am.
And
And,
passing down some of that same knowledge and inspiration.
absolutely.
Well, wonderful. Great family tradition, passing it down. So, Derek, are you going to show us a little bit of what you got over there?
Well, I can't. My sound on? Okay, I'm making sure my sound on. A lot of stuff I've been learning from my uncle. He's been showing me that there's more than one way to play something. So learned that a lot as far as like theory wise and chords and stuff. Um, there's more than one way to play something. And he's been teaching me about rhythm because my rhythm kind of sucks. So I'm working on that.
Okay. Okay.
Just basic stuff. He's gonna probably talk about me later.
No,
I'm not gonna talk about you.
I'm not gonna let her talk because you're doing this on the spot. And that's another thing. Always be ready, and you are. Okay, so do you have a song?
Nothing I can think of. I wasn't prepared. I didn't know.
So how long have you been playing?
Consistently, maybe 5 years.
Consistently.
5
years.
Because I had an on and off thing just like him.
So let me ask you. So you've been playing for 5 years. When did you start, and how old are you?
I started at 12, but I didn't really take it serious till I graduated high school. I'm 23 now. So that's how I did it.
So one thing that I like to do is really kind of pour in, encourage and inspire young people. So Darius, his story started, I keep forgetting the age, 5 or 6. You started with an interest at 8.
For me?
12.
Oh, well,
12. And so therefore, we don't necessarily wait till we're 21, 23 and start doing music. We really want to inspire young people to explore, which is what we do here, inspire young people to explore the world of music. But I like some of those chords you played. I want to hear some more, but you put it down. You didn't have to rush and put it down, but thank you.
She's trying to get out of that. I sent you the video and the picture because I have never shared my screen on Zoom. This is like my second Zoom meeting ever. So
is that right?
My very second. So, I think I'm doing good so far, but I'm gonna let you put the picture and stuff up if you want.
Okay, well, let's see what we got here. So tell us what this is.
That was right before I stood out to solo.
Is that you on the right?
That's me right there. Yes, ma'am.
You stepping out on your solo right there.
Getting ready to. He's at the end. If I'm not mistaken, he's at the part where he's about to walk off stage. I know that for sure.
Okay.
He's about to walk off stage, and I'm about to get ready to go ahead and step out there and sink or swim.
And obviously, you did not sink. Obviously, because you got the job right on the spot. Okay, and so the next one is actually going to be
the video.
Okay, can you see it? That was awesome.
That was nerve-wracking.
Somebody that was able to record it for you, and you were able to
say that again.
You were able to get a clip of that and capture it, and so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, all right. Okay, so we've had a lot of opportunity to just know a little bit about you and your experience. It's been a good, interesting journey.
Yeah.
So we're not going to take too much of your time. You shared a lot. So the idea of Inspire is to inspire young people that may see this in the future. Anything we do is to inspire young people. So let's talk about some closing tips before we go there. Your advice for
Okay.
students that may have an interest in music. You kind of talked about, hey, I liked it. Oh, I didn't have such a good experience, so I kind of just put it to the side, and oh, now I pulled it back up because it's what I really want to do. So just maybe tips for someone that may not be considering music, but they maybe really like music. And then maybe some bumps in the road that you have
Okay.
experienced as a performer.
Okay. Um, well, let's with some tips, I would say, I mean, stay encouraged. Be resilient because it's a dog eat dog world.
Mm,
There's a lot of talent out there. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of talent out there, and everybody is not going to be there to help you because they're trying to make it as well.
mm.
Um, you have to have the willpower to keep going even when you got your head down. There have
Have
been
you
many
had some
times.
experiences in that?
Absolutely, absolutely. There were times where I got picked over a tour. There were times where I got picked over tours, and I felt like I was a better choice. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's kind of hard, because it's like, man, what am I not doing right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot, but you just got to remain resilient. Believe in yourself. If nobody else believes in you, believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it, and don't let nothing stop you. But at the same time, be wise about it and have another option, because music is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, um, there's a lot of talent in the world, and we all can't go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, call a spade a spade. Everybody can't go. And right now, it's really going to get crazy because we just came out of a world that was shut down, and
Mhm.
everybody that was out there, they want to go back, you know? And there's other people that were still waiting to go. And what's going to happen? Everybody wants to experience right now because we've all been putting time out for a year and counting.
And still
So
count. Yep.
still
You've
counting.
been in timeout, Darius.
I've been in timeout for a year. I ain't been that bad. So I'll have a backup plan. It's okay. I've told a lot of young people it's okay to have a job. That a few years after I was kind of got my feet wet in music, I went and became a cop. You know what I mean? I'm still a cop. I'm not a full-time cop or police officer. I'm gonna say police officer because a lot of people don't like the term cop. But I'm still a police officer, and the schedule that I have allows me to continue to do this full time and not have to worry about it going into my work schedule. But if push comes to shove and I absolutely need a job, I have one already. You know what I mean? Um, Invest in your craft. This is an expensive craft, and I've invested thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in it. It costs money, but invest in yourself, and it will pay for itself in the long run. You will be happy. Um, there are a lot of people that you may not be the best player, but if you can give the best quality, they'll call you over somebody else. You know what I mean?
Talk about that a little bit more. I think I know where you're going, but
Okay,
maybe
so
clarify what you mean.
for me, let's say me and Derek. Derek plays guitar. I play guitar. Right now, the guitar that Derica plays in her hand is a $2,000 guitar compared to about $800 guitar, right? So that guitar is loaded much more than this one is. Um, if I had to do a studio session for, let's say, Bruno Mars, and I'm a better player, you know what I mean, and Derica has a better equipment, they're probably going to use her because she's going to be able to give them the best sound, the best quality, as opposed to me because I can play it good, but it sounds like cheese. You know what I mean? She can play it as well, and it sounds so much better. You know.
See, I thought you were kind of gonna go somewhere else with that, not necessarily a talent, but the overall package. Sometimes you have a good person with great talent, but then their overall package may not be as desirable.
Absolutely, that
So
too.
I thought you kind of gonna go there
I'm glad you.
with that, because then you got someone with the talent. Okay, do I want them and put up with all of the extra, or do I take someone that may not have it, but they bring other qualities to? So I thought just kind of going over there.
So I will. I'm glad you said that because I would have forgotten. That is absolutely more than anything. Let's take equipment out of it. More than anything, what I've learned is when you're on the road, it's you and them, and that's it. Nobody has family out there. Well, I mean, you generally don't have family out there. So you guys are all you got. Don't be the guy or the girl that's obnoxious and that has all these issues and things like that, because now I'm stuck out here on the road for 3 months with this person that I cannot stand. You know what I mean? Not just obnoxious, but you don't want to bring anything bad to the table. If you're that guy that shows up late, or you're the guy that always has something going on, that's going to be negative towards the artist, don't be that guy. Just stay at home, because I will tell you, there's people in this world that will send you home on the first flight back to wherever you're from if you're that guy. You know what I mean? Thank you for your services. We will not be needing them anymore. And you would go home. One thing about me, I'm so goofy and things like that. When I go on the road, there's nothing. When I go on the road, I'm the goofy guy, but I'm laid back as well. When it's time to work, it's time to work. I'm gonna go up there and do my job, and I'm gonna stay out the way, and I'm gonna be on time. Be on time. Early is on time. On time is late. Be on time.
And
it is
never be heard of, right?
Man, sometimes your lobby call will be 4 a.m. and you're tired. Be down there at 3 o'clock and sleep in the lobby, because at the end of the day, you might be asleep, but they can still say he was here. You know what I mean? Be on time.
Yeah.
And don't bring your baggage on the road. Leave it at home in the corner.
All right. So I didn't want to necessarily steer away from your tips, but I thought that's kind of where you were going with but
oh no, absolutely. There's no problem.
Yeah. So anything else? Any closing remarks, comments?
I don't think so. I think we kind of covered it. You said, well, you bumps in the road that I've had, a lot, but it goes back to, that goes back to just keeping your head up when you want to put it down. It can be hard sometimes being out there. It can be very hard. It can be, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? It can be hard sometimes. There comes a time for me, and I think a lot of musicians run into this, where it feels like you're at this roadblock of, that you can play something, but you can't get it out. In your head you can play it, but for some reason you can't put it in your neck or your keys or anything like that. And that gets discouraging, because you feel like it almost makes you feel like I'm the best that I could be. I can't get any better, and that's not it. Everybody falls into that rut. When you fall into that rut, that's a very scary feeling. So you experienced it?
Mm-hmm, yes.
Absolutely. When you get in that rut, you just got to know it's only temporary. You know what I mean? You'll come out of it. It's just the now. And when you come out of it, you're going to be better than you was before you got into it. So you just got to stay the course. You know what I mean? Remain resilient, stay steadfast, remain steadfast, say your prayers, keep your foundation strong, and nobody can ever blow down your house.
All right, Mr. Darius trying to be serious, and he's not used to the serious.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm used to the serious Darius. I'm used to the one that's silly and goofy.
Oh yeah,
jokes and stuff, and he giving us some good tips. So we appreciate that. We appreciate that. It's been an awesome experience. I've learned some things, and it's been a great opportunity to hear your music journey and the things that you're sharing. So, Derica, did you have anything else? Do you have a tune or something you heard and you think like, oh, I want to play?
Sure.
You thought of a song?
Ma'am,
You thought of a song you want to play?
I did. It's real simple though. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Masego.
Okay.
I think, but it's just two chords. The whole song. And it's like a little solo in it and everything. But
Okay.
it's a nice song. It's a smooth little song.
Okay. And do you sing?
A little.
That is so awesome. It was so great to have you impromptu sit in on our, as I say, sit in on our session. So that was pretty cool and awesome. Well, we won't hold you any longer. Thank you so much for participating. And as we close all of our master classes by saying, we are here to inspire you to explore the world of music. Thank you and have a good night.
All right.